Hey guys, this is Jonah here, your aspiring dungeon master, and I hope one day your best friend. I hope that one day you guys all just see me as this guy that you can approach and talk to and just put comments in these videos and like them and subscribe and all those things that best friends do. Those of you who have been following the Tumblr page have known that this video was coming for a while. It's the first episode of Nattgrusningar, and that's how that's pronounced. I don't actually know. It's a Swedish word, so I could be the one butchering it. But it's the way we're pronouncing it in this game. And I just wanted to give you a quick, summary of how this works, because this game is a bit different. This is a survival horror game that, Solange from Princes of the Apocalypse is playing. But we've also got, my girlfriend Erin, and we've got Jared and Bailey, who are not in the other videos, but, Erin and Bailey and Solange have all also been on Nuggetry, and you can check that out, and you can check Aspiring Dungeon Master, and, Aspiring Protagonist is all my channels that I'm a part of. But anyway, this video is for Nattgrusningar. And Nattgrusningar is a survival horror game where I said, you know what? I want them to be afraid of every enemy that they're coming up against. So that becomes really hard when the players play the way they do, because when you throw enemies at a player, their instinct is always to fight it. But I want them to run away from enemies. I want it to be scary for them. So I have taken away their character sheets and their dice, so they don't know how strong they are at any abilities. They know what their abilities are. They picked their classes and their spells, if they have any. So they know all that stuff. They don't know how much health they have at any given point. Everything is just descriptive for them. And whenever they want to do something, I roll for them and I just tell them the result. They don't know any bonuses that they get. They don't know any of the mechanical information. So they have to judge just based on how scary this monster sounds, not based on any of the statistical information. So now that you have that sort of preface, we're gonna get right into this episode. As you guys know, there was the disease plaguing all of the grapevines.
Okay, fine. No.
I forbid you.
Was it on a plateau?
Yes. No, it was in... it was winter, but these things died much more squishyly.
It's Stranger Things, too.
It's Stranger Things, too.
They look diseased rather than
diseased
cold.
rather than cold.
Okay.
All the grapevines are dying. So Halvar, the leader and blacksmith, randomly, of this village, everyone loves him. He destroyed an evil village.
An evil village?
Yeah.
Okay.
A village of evil people who worshipped a god of fire and war and destruction.
Okay.
Soul juice or something.
Solius.
Soul juice.
It spelled like soul juice.
I'm sorry,
spelled
this
like
is a
Solius.
Nordic campaign.
What'd you say, Jared?
No, it's spelled like Soljus because it's very clearly Nordic in origin.
Thank you, Jared.
You're welcome.
So he's been organizing a search party that you all volunteered to be part of, and you're walking up to the gates to meet with him. He's got on a bronze breastplate. A bronze breastplate.
Oh man, he has a blessed chest plate? Let's go get that.
He has a bronze breastplate on. He's got a large round bronze shield and a bronze tipped spear, looking very
Sounds
Spartan.
like the Bronze Age.
It's not. He's just the only person who has this.
Why were we selected?
We
You
volunteered.
volunteered.
Aha! Well, that changes things.
My god gave me a vision.
For whatever reason you decided, you have volunteered
Is our
to go.
racial humor
Probably to
bias.
save the lives of the entire town that you live in.
Are we getting paid?
In life.
Volunteerism doesn't
That
pay.
is a very good question that I literally never thought about this entire time.
Don't worry, I'll ask him when
I
we
just-
get there.
I just heard about it and I was like, alright, I'll do it.
Well,
Sounds
you're
good.
walking up to the gate, and
I
he's
forgot what we're
there.
doing.
And there are two other women there. One is dressed in some thick hides, and with
She thick?
Hmm?
Sorry, continue. I I apologize.
What did you say?
I didn't say
She
anything.
said she thick.
I have this recorded. I can go back.
Keep going.
Blonde hair that comes just past her shoulders. She's got, wherever you can see skin, there's scars to be seen also. She's pretty well known as, Vigdis, who is a berserker in the warriors of this village, who was part of the group that went to attack the Solius village. You told me male, which is why your name is shorter.
Okay. It was another character I was rolling up that it was my view on T, that's right. There we go. Now I remember.
Okay. And the other person there is wearing some black leather armor underneath a winter dark green cloak. She's got longer brown hair tucked into her hood, and she holds a bow over her shoulder. This is Halvar's cousin Bergliot.
Bitch.
She's pretty well known, too, as being one of the most adamant speakers against the existence of magic and monsters. And the rest of you are walking up, so you can describe yourselves.
As I walk up, you see a man dressed in common clothes. He doesn't seem to be wearing any armor. He's not extremely strong, but he's fit. He seems well built. He's tall and slender. He has a bushy beard that seems unkept, along with salt and pepper hair. He has pockmarks all over his face and bad teeth. He speaks with kind of a gruff tone, and he
By
smells.
bad teeth, you mean they go out and drink behind bars, right?
Yes, they skip school.
Sleep with all the wrong girls.
Mm-hmm. They make bad decisions.
Or guys, depending on...
He generally smells very bad, but he doesn't seem overly concerned about his appearance either. And he heavily smells of alcohol.
He's gonna really enjoy that ale.
We're all from the same village, right?
Yeah.
Then you would know his name is Thornrear, and he's the town drunk, basically.
Glad we have him along.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll describe myself next. You see a female with long brown hair and in braids walk up. You can see that underneath the leather armor that she wears, she has the hints of finer clothing underneath. She has a short sword and a couple of daggers on her belt. You know her. She's kind of she's only been in this town for a couple of years now. Coming out of the woods. Not many people know too much about her, but you would know that her name is Ardina, but she goes by Ambition. She doesn't seem overly strong, but you can see that she does have some practice being swift, and she always seems to be looking out for any kind of dangers that would be in her presence.
Well, you'd see, older man, looks like he's been, he looks like he's about middle-aged, wearing leather armor, which has a eye insignia stamped into the center of the armor, and he has almost a military air about him. He doesn't seem to be very buff, but he's lithe and very alert, and
You would know that this eye insignia means that
his name's Hjorter.
Hjorter is a member of the City Watch, or of the Village Watch.
And how do you spell his name?
Hjortr.
Just out of curiosity, none of us are overly strong, are we?
Horter is strong.
No, it's not his strength. I said he doesn't appear to be very buff, but he's...
Oh, I thought you said he was very buff.
He's lithe, not buff. It's a difference.
I think we all made our characters fast in what we
think
thought was
we're
going to be a
all-
horror campaign. We're all like,
Run!
go! Just leave.
This whole
You
game
come
is
up-
just going to be acrobatics checks to quick time events.
It's a dark and stormy night as you approach the mansion. Let's Can we go back to town?
All right, I say we hunker down and retire.
I jump over the house.
This whole game is going to be just running through a forest, pressing Y, B, X, Y, A.
I didn't know we were playing
damn it! I
Heavy
pressed
Rain.
Q at the
Very
wrong
quickly,
time.
not die as fast.
I guess I'll put my thing in the corner.
No, that would be a strength check, Jared. Everyone knows that pressing a button quickly means strength.
No, it's
Can
a
I-
JonTron reference, Jonah.
Can I kick down the door using
No,
charisma?
like John Troncher.
What?
Can I use my
John
charisma
Troncher.
instead of
Yes.
strength? No? Cool. I
Okay.
think you're left.
Yes, I am. I am right. So when you see my character approaching, he has been in the village for probably about a week now. He's sort of a middle-aged man. He's been staying at the inn as a storyteller, basically. He seems very well traveled. He's been around the world a lot. He has scars all over. He has a glass eye. He's missing a finger on his left hand. He has tattoos all over his hands and arms. He seems decently strong, unlike some people. And he introduces himself as Fingers of the Mountain, which is the translation of his name into the common tongue.
There's also the cart with 2 donkeys attached to it that Bergliot is leaning up against with 2 barrels sitting on the cart.
What are the donkeys' names?
You don't know. You haven't asked them.
I will ask the donkey its name.
Donkey says,
What would you say about my mom?
Yeah, she was a
Nice.
bitch. It's a good thing she's dead.
God,
wow.
Wow.
that guy.
That's not actually
that
part of my
guy
backstory. I don't I
That's how
think.
player character fights start, i.e., last game.
Alright, so Halvar moves over to the gate to face the other 6 of you, and resting his spear in the lightly fallen snow, says, "Thank you all for coming. This is a grave issue that may affect our village, unless we can find the source of this disease." So, the sun is just now cresting over dawn at this point also. So I suggest we move quickly and get back to the village as soon as we can.
Where are we going?
We will follow the trail of the disease.
Is it all of us?
Yes.
You're coming?
Yes.
Alright.
Do we know how far out the disease has gone so far?
The farmers say that they have seen trees and bushes leading further along, and we will follow those wherever they lead.
Why are we wasting time? Let's go.
Right. And Halvar turns. A pair of guards push the gates open, and he leads you out. And 3 of you have horses also, right?
I'm driving the cart. I don't have horse.
Bergliot was driving the cart.
I will sit
Push her.
with Bergliot.
Hit her. She's fine.
She's not sitting on the cart. She's leading the donkeys. The cart has no seat on it.
I will sit on the cart. No. I'll walk next
Way
to
down the donkey.
I'll walk next to her on the other side of the donkeys.
All right.
We're both leading donkeys.
So the gates are closed behind you slowly as you walk out into the cold dawn. You follow a trail through the vineyards, through all the black, decaying vines.
Do I recognize any of this as we're going through?
Of the vineyard?
Yeah.
I mean, you might have gone outside the village at any point. You're just outside it right now.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
What are you talking about?
Like when I came to the town, are they?
There's one gate. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The gate goes through the vineyards, which are all around the village. Cool. Beyond the vineyard, the forest begins. Here, there is no trail. You are just pushing through forest, spotting the occasional blackened bush with no leaves. You find a tree whose trunk has rotted out of the center and fallen over. Halvar points out, every time you spot another one, look, we are on the right path, moving along. Somebody roll a d20.
Oh wait,
Us
you
Actually?
or you?
Right.
I was like, what's my
Somebody-
Why didn't you bring dice along?
I'm not on a horse, so go ahead and do it for me.
Alright.
Oh, I should have said mine because use my perception.
I'll just keep rolling the same number over and over again. There we go. It's a different number. So, after the first day passes with no event, you're just following the blackened trail, and you set up camp to rest.
We've drank from our water and ale.
Yes. So,
So is there just ale on the cart?
the ale has 2 barrel. The cart has 2 barrels of ale. Yeah.
Okay.
And the barrel that I put on there?
Yeah, and Hjorter put on another larger barrel of water.
You know, for my horse, because my horse doesn't drink ale.
Yeah.
No, that attitude.
So I drank one of my water skins of water and one of my water skins of ale, so I just replenished them both with ale. It's boiled, so it's safer. Don't trust the rock.
So we're setting up for the night.
Yes.
Okay.
Have the rest of you drunk and
Yes.
Should I? So I should. Yeah. Okay. Remove my rations.
Does anyone have
I
a
eat a half a day of rations.
Does anyone have a pencil I can use?
Yes. It's not sharp though.
I don't care if it's sharp. I just need to use it. Thank you.
dare. To dare. So Solange ate half a day of food.
And a full day's worth of water.
Well, water and ale.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a full day's worth of water and ale and a half a day's of food.
If I get hungry, I can always steal food.
Something tells me that we can all of us can always steal.
I think that's
Track some horse food, but horse ate. And I guess I'll do the same.
Half
Could
a
I-
day of food for you.
Yeah, half day of food. Would I get a sense of if danger were to approach, what area might it be approaching from? Like are we what's the
any
kind of
direction in the forest?
like do we find some kind of place with some natural cover on one side?
If you look for one.
Okay, would I be able to look for one then?
Sure. You
Boop.
Hi.
Generally, how dangerous are these woods? At least the part we're in. I know there's no trail.
What people understand is that the woods are always considered to be a dangerous place.
Okay.
There are always at least wolves or bears out in the woods, and most people believe that there are monsters and witches
Okay.
living in the woods.
Understood.
Um,
We haven't made camp quite yet, correct?
We're looking for a place to make camp.
You're looking around, but as the snow begins to fall denser and denser, you're basically, as you're wandering around the area, you can't see much through the snow, and it's starting to get colder and darker.
Okay.
So you decide to head back.
Okay. Well, when I get back to camp, I want to find a tree and set up a small kind of trap alarm system. I want to do like 2 pins into the ground and some rope tying to a hammer right above my bag of ball bearings. So that way if something steps on the string and breaks it, the hammer falls,
Okay.
makes noise with the ball bearings, and we're alerted.
Jared and Aaron, how much did you eat?
Full day with everything for me and my horse.
My horse ate full day, and then I had full day of water and half day of rations.
Oh, and I suppose, yeah, my horse ate.
How many gallons of water did you say the horse drinks per day?
Let's see. You eat a pound and a gallon, probably still 10.
Worst case scenario with water, we can
was
just melt
10
snow.
times more than human.
I'm gonna do this. Sorry, have we set up our campsite yet?
You're setting up now. And Aaron, how much did you eat?
half day?
A long rest is 8 hours. 8 hours. Yeah.
Unless you're an elf with some of his own.
So, as we start to set up our campsite, I imagine we're building a fire. If we're not, I'll build one.
Okay, you start building a fire.
I do checking through my equipment. I do notice that I forgot to bring my quiver of arrows, mainly because it's not written down on my character sheet. I forgot to write it down, so I'm going to just go with I forgot to bring my arrows. So
shit.
Does
I
anyone
have some arrows.
Does anyone have some arrows I can borrow?
Yeah, you want to borrow? I can lend you or give you
I
like
have a
5
mess
arrows
kit.
to borrow right now.
I'd
Alright,
like to
I'll
some
take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I have a quiver of javelins.
I have it
Wood
described
travel.
like a
Put it on a bow. and
half-gallon
shoot it.
pot or a gallon. No, like a half-gallon pot when I read the description of a mess kit, so I can make like a water skin worth of water.
Mhm.
So while I'm starting to boil snow, I just drink another water skin of ale.
Okay.
And then after I'm done, I'd like to replace it. I say to the camp, anybody else who needs water is welcome to use my kit.
Cool.
And after I finish that, if I could scrounge for sticks, long sturdy ones if I could, I would like to attempt to make some simple javelins. Or some type of simple spear.
Cool.
I imagine javelin size rather than spear size.
Yeah, you find about 5 of those that are like perfect for making javelins.
Cool. I take my small knife and I just start sharpening them and then store them. And after that, I go to sleep.
Alright, I do want to take a watch.
And before we all go to sleep, I want to go and investigate the shrubbery that we are following.
A shrubbery.
Alright, you're going to investigate. What are you looking for?
Magic.
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 Fire magic missile. At what?
Fire magic missile here, and Harlvar and Berkeley will kill you.
I fire it at them.
Looking at these disease plants, you can't find anything that distinctly gives away the fact that they are magical.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing? Are you doing anything else?
Well, are we setting watch?
Are you?
I want to take a watch.
You're taking a watch?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
I'll
a watch.
take a watch.
Bergliot is also going to take a watch, and so is Vigdis.
Wait, who's Victus?
Vigdis is the berserker warrior.
Oh.
That's with you guys.
So we have 3 NPCs?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost half the party.
So, Ambition, Hjorter, Bergliot, Vigdis.
Would like to mention that I'm watching one half, and my friend is watching the other half. The half of the trap.
All right.
Am I your friend? What are you talking about?
That's not the friend I'm talking about.
Okay. I was like, wow, we're friends already.
Do you want me?
No.
Do you want me? Do you want me to have a stealth check and see if anyone hears me talking to my friend?
Anyone basically around could hear Ambition apparently talking to herself.
Ambition, are you okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
I grumble and
We're
turn
fine.
back over.
Yeah, we're fine.
Who's we?
Me and Volo,
Who's Volo?
my friend.
And what is your friend?
My friend Volo. He's been with us the entire time.
Can I see him?
Yeah, you're looking right at him.
What am I looking at?
That's me covering my ears and trying to sleep.
What am I looking at?
Volo, I point to Volo, and he's waving at you.
I wrote this whole book about monsters.
He's been everywhere. We haven't parted sides since we got into town.
Is she pointing to anything?
No.
Okay.
Crazy.
I don't see anything there. Are you
Crazy.
you
Well,
sure
you
you're doing all right,
I
Ambition?
think it's
Yeah,
a
I'm-
liability.
I'm absolutely fine.
Could we?
I think you need to cut back a little bit on the ale intake ambition.
Okay, I think I'm going to take the mug of ale that I have and set it down on the ground. As per Horcher's.
Do I see
suggestion.
Halbar?
Yeah,
I just.
he's lying down in a bedroll. By the way, who has bedrolls?
I do.
No, that wasn't in
so
the kid I got
Hjorter-
this time, and I didn't think about it.
I do not.
Hjorter and Ambition, how are you keeping warm while you're gonna sleep?
Get really close to the fire.
I wasn't
Well,
thinking
I have
about
a-
it 'cause
I have a
usually
buddy
most
to
of the
cuddle
packs that
with.
I have bedrolls.
Huh?
I have a buddy to cuddle up with.
Hypothermia.
That's my buddy.
We've been friends ever since I was little.
Okay.
I will sleep with the horse's saddlebags as a bedroll.
Okay, let's do this like episode 5 style and just cut open one of the horses. And then stuff ourselves inside.
I thought they smelled bed on the outside.
No.
Not my horse.
We have 2 donkeys, right?
They're pulling the carts with the water, the ale that you need.
We have horses.
Could have been horses doing nothing.
My horse is living.
My horse is providing emotional support.
It's an emotional support.
See, we've all got our actual buddies, then you've got your invisible buddy.
I've got 2 buddies.
You guys got beasts of burdens. I got my friend.
Mouse isn't a beast of burden.
Did you say a horse's name is Mouse?
No, I have a mouse and I have a horse. I should have named my mouse Horse, and I should have named my horse Mouse. Thinking back.
Alright, so you guys are getting up the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Ambition and Hjorter are very tired from the cold weather that they've endured the past night.
You seem exhausted. Didn't you bring anything?
Well,
I just kind of.
Okay, so you keep walking along for another day, following the path of the occasional rotted plant, wilting flowers.
I'd like to keep an eye out for any sort of natural moss, lichen, or fabric.
Lichen?
Fabric.
Is that what you were trying to say?
Maybe. It's not for you anymore.
I like to keep an
You
eye out for
don't
lichens.
find any.
Okay.
I found a sigil
I
on the
just kind of
ground.
keep an eye out as we're traveling.
Ooh, that's also fun. I love it.
While we're traveling, I would like to keep an eye on this bitch to see if she does anything more suspicious.
I don't do
With her
anything more
imaginary
suspicious.
friends.
She
We'll be the
doesn't.
judge of
Hey,
that.
perhaps you should give her your eye. Then you can keep an eye on her. What's its charisma 8 working?
You don't know
How
that.
do you know your charisma?
I just assume. It's not very good. I'm very ugly.
I'm almost very ugly.
Alright. So,
By the way, my character thinks that's hilarious. Sorry.
You're funnier when you're drunk.
I'm always drunk.
That's his secret. He's always drunk.
That's right.
Why he's such a good fighter.
He's a monk with the drunken master.
so as you're walking along,
Mm-hmm.
My hair. I'm sorry.
Ambition,
Yo.
you were along as a scout, right?
Yes.
To keep an eye out for danger.
Yes. That's exactly why I came.
You detected some.
I did detect some.
Good job.
What kind did I find?
As you were walking along through this winter wonderland with freshly fallen snow,
Is it
and
Santa?
dead plants and also deader plants,
Listen.
It's Santa.
huh? You hear a yip sound For our DR friends, rather like a gorehound.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck gorehounds. Fuck you, Jared.
Just as sudden in the distance.
Oh, God.
Do we all hear
I
this or just her?
I raised my hand to let everyone know to stop.
It was very in the distance. Green was the first.
I'm going to pull out my short bow and start going in the direction that I heard the yip yip.
Where are you going?
I heard a noise. I'm going to go check it out.
Sure it wasn't in your head?
I'm certain. It sounded like a... How'd you call it?
Like a yipping sound?
It sounded like a dog or a wolf or something. I'm going to go check it out. Be ready for a fight.
I'll take out a javelin.
We start getting closer.
Pulling out my shield and a javelin.
My short bow.
I notch an arrow.
I pull out a javelin. I pull out 2 javelins.
I'd like to hide behind a tree.
Nice sound effects.
So
Have they arrived? Are they still getting closer?
they're very close now, somewhere in the snow.
I would like to try to climb a tree.
I'm hiding behind a tree.
All right. Hiding, climbing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hide as well.
Do I recognize these sounds? Can I tell what they are?
Let's see. Thornrear is climbing.
Yes. Does it work?
Thornrear jumps up, swings on a branch, and lands on another one, hiding up in the tree, or standing up in the tree.
Can I also make a hide check?
Yep. He looks like Rafiki up in that tree. Him and slush banana. Shaking around, making lots of snow is falling from the tree.
You then see a tiny lion fly out of my hand.
And that's
It was up my sleeve the whole time.
It's my secret weapon.
This is my friend.
Kjortur, you crouch low to the ground. Ambition, you have your bow out.
I have my bow out. Yeah.
Press up against a tree, facing in the direction that you think these sounds are coming from. And Fingers, your identification.
It's not fingerprint identification.
Maybe it is.
So, speaking of Rafiki and shooting lions out of your hand, you recognize these sounds as hyenas.
Oh! Spotted hyenas or
The ones that make those noises.
Spotted hyenas.
So you spotted hyenas.
wow.
These are all very neatly drawn trees.
Did I summon this one?
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's exactly where I'm hiding.
You're about to get eaten by
That looks like a
Pac-Man,
heart.
so you might want to watch out.
I'm just a dot to you all.
Alright, so, there
Where's
are
the
horses.
that we're walking on?
But there's no path.
Cool.
Then I assume I was up in this tree.
We're following a bunch of dead
No,
plants.
which direction do they seem to be coming from?
That way. So you're up in this tree. Some figurines for your wonderful friends.
Jared, while this is getting set up,
What's
I
the
really just want to
answer
say
there
I am jealous of your mac
It's
and
my
cheese.
horse.
Oh.
Are we eating it
The
with a
Panera
knife?
on
'Cause it counts as a
200.
large-sized
Yes, they give me
creature.
spoon. As I was leaving the
Good
Panera,
Right.
I saw a sign out on 200 that says "Now delivering."
So that
We have a Panera that delivers. I'm so happy.
Ah!
the gargoyle is Halvar.
Oh.
You're like, ah!
Gargoyle.
It's our NPC.
I know the problem.
The
Our
werewolf.
chief's a gargoyle.
Is Bergliot,
Yeah, she
Wife
is.
and the guy with the sword
In
is
the middle of
Vigdis.
Hi, Vigdis. How you doing there, friend?
Vigdis. Are they both women? Vigdis and Bergliot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is the berserker?
The gray one.
Okay. Oh, thanks. There are two gray ones.
The human gray one, not the werewolf.
That's a vampire.
the one that looks humanoid.
Okay.
The one that used to be human.
I could go
Depends on
even
the definition
further.
of humanoid.
Humanoid.
4 limbs.
I couldn't see the vampire face. All I saw was a back.
Don't worry, vampire face is cute. Got little fangs.
Are we putting the cart and the horses on?
Well, you
there?
still should have known. Like the left shoulder blade is
I
what
will
makes
in
it
a
a vampire.
Since The right shadow blade tells you gender, and the left shadow blade tells you if you're a vampire.
Yeah. Don't
Obviously.
even ask what the right knee does. You
Can't
don't,
see it from the side.
You
anyway.
don't want to know.
There's such thing as classy side knee.
So, we're gonna use Skylanders. For
Personally, I prefer
horses.
underneath.
You have
Oh.
one horse,
Yes,
so we don't need
that is my
more
horse.
than one. Jared, you can put your horse where you want,
Oh,
and
wow.
Aaron, you can put your horse.
You have a
I love
scorpion.
my horse.
You have a scorpion horse.
Horse fight.
And, over here is the cart.
It's a small cart. Where are the donkeys?
With the card.
And
With the
donkey
cart.
is-
Was occupying more than a large creature's space. Well, now it is too.
Oh, I was about
There we
to
go.
internet something.
I love our spider donkeys.
Spider donkey.
Why can't we just
Spider
have
donkey,
why can't we just
spider
have a cart
donkey.
drawn by giant spiders? It'd be way more badass. No one would fuck with us.
Terrible.
It'd be
Um,
beautiful.
There's
It
no
would-
magic.
it would
There
kill
are
a bard.
giant
I was
spiders.
feeding the horses this morning, and I
Right,
felt
Laura?
something crawl up my arm, and I thought it was a spider, but it was actually the lizard.
Right, Laura?
Actually, I should have
I'm not Laura.
marked these differently.
I'm not a gay dragon.
It's actually
Yeah.
a tiny horse.
No, that I do not.
A cart drawn by spiders would kill a bard, right?
These are all the hyenas.
No. No.
Why do they look like undead hyenas?
Why do they look like undead people?
Look, they still have the marks, so we can know which one's which.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
true.
Cool.
So there's a red skeleton,
Red skeleton.
Red skeleton number 2.
a purple skeleton, a perp skeleton,
We got a trail on the perp.
a red zom,
Red zombie once told me that.
and a green skeleton.
And green zombie.
Oh, and a green zom.
We've got 5 enemies.
Some bony once told me.
So,
Wanna play some hockey.
Do I know if hyenas are native to these
Should
woods?
have been a goddamn pie.
Hyenas are not native to Norse lands, so
Well, I'm
no.
gonna see if I know that.
well, this isn't Norway, Aaron. It's Nattgrusningar.
That's how you pronounce it. Awesome. That's
How else
wonderful.
would you
I
pronounce
don't know how to even say.
I went.
You
no,
don't
no, no,
know.
no. I'll figure it out.
you don't spend a whole lot of time outside the village, I guess.
Understood.
This is they're calling it Nazi.
native to these parts?
Hmm?
Being as well traveled as I am.
Being as well traveled and untrained in nature as you are.
True.
They're native to
myself.
your mom.
Yeah, they're fairly common creatures in these winter forests.
I'm hiding, so it wouldn't make sense for me to make a nature check on him.
Okay, so...
Are these hyenas bipedal and also called gnolls?
No, they're hyenas. Cool. Everyone's gonna roll initiative, right?
Awesome.
No,
Yeah.
you are going to roll initiative several times.
Right.
Go ahead and give me the highest one.
Roll initiatives for the
Sure.
NPCs,
Give
the
me the
horses,
second
the
highest.
donkeys, and
We'll go ahead and eat
I
both
love
my
my horse.
desserts while
Do
you
you?
do that.
I love your horse too. I like that it has a poison stinger too.
5, 15.
I like how my horse is
20,
on fire and is also
30.
walking on
Hey.
fire.
It's 30 feet away.
That's what kept me warm
He'll
last
keep you
night.
warm. Yeah. Is that a chocolate chip pickle?
Yes. They were out of the Asiago bagels that I ordered, so they called me. And we're like, hey, we're out of Asiago bagels. You want a different one? And I was like, sure.
Fascinating story, Tyrion.
Panera called me on my phone. I think they like me. About time someone did.
Who likes you?
No.
Panera bread, apparently.
You have a horse.
On fire.
But I don't know what your relationship is, so I don't want to assume.
He also has 4 fingers.
No, I have 9. I have another hand.
Oh, okay.
That's how I'm holding the javelin.
I have
and the
9
shield.
fingers on one hand. That's my dexterity bonus.
Pilfers.
He killed my family.
Like there's 4 people's lives.
Which finger is missing? Middle? A ring finger?
Yeah, right.
You can never
Right
get
on the left
married.
hand.
It's left hand.
Okay.
You can never get
Maybe
married.
he was married.
Maybe that's why he hasn't a finger anymore.
He had a bad divorce, so the ring got too small for his fingers, so he had to chop
It's
it
like,
off.
you know what?
Look. The X-Files took everything in the divorce, including my finger.
So, Kjorter, you have the first turn.
She wanted the ring back, but I couldn't get it off, so she took the whole finger.
Okay. I'm going to
Your wife wasn't any good at getting me off either.
see if I can get a decent. Alright, I'm hiding behind a tree.
By the way, there's gonna be a lot of
I'm gonna
Just so
edge
you
to
know
the
it.
side of the tree, and I'm gonna
Thought you
fire
might
an
be getting
arrow
along.
at that one.
I think
I'm gonna fire an arrow at
that's
the
my
red zone.
definition of
Gonna
getting
murder
along.
this whole party.
Firing an arrow at Red Zombie. Where are you?
Right.
That's my definition of getting along, Jared. That's how
She's
I
playing
make friends.
Lorith again.
Yeah. You know how I was saying I was playing a human? I'm actually playing another Dragonborn Paladin.
Your turn. Firing an arrow
From my short bow.
from way far away.
With a range of 80 feet.
Fuck.
So-
Short bow does not have a range
It's
of 80 feet.
8320. I looked at it.
It's
yesterday.
not. What?
I looked at it.
That's a
yesterday.
long bow.
Was I
Yeah.
looking at the wrong-
You have a
Short bow
short
is like
bow.
60, isn't it?
It's 30, 120.
Oh, it's a 30, damn.
Alright, cool.
Javelin is javelin? No, javelin's like 20.
No,
Yeah,
javelin's
javelin.
31.
Short bow is-
a dart.
No, you're wrong, Jonah. Short
Short
bow is
bow's
8320.
and you
Why
can
do I
fight
have this
me.
written down?
Longbow is 150, 600.
Oh, hey, open right to it. Kill me.
It's also
Oh,
versatile.
wow.
Fight me again?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm gonna count and see if that's within 80 feet.
Look at that.
On the red skeleton or red zombie?
Red zombie.
I feel like Red Skeleton's a name.
It is red skeleton.
Skeleton.
That's why I thought of that.
An arrow pierces right into the chest of one hyena and it snarls, but it's still alive. Fingers.
Okay. I might just maybe kind of have line of sight to this guy. Like right between the trees.
Fingers.
I know
No,
what you're-
sorry. Fingers.
You can tell it's
and
fingers.
chin.
The trees overlap
Or it's your-
Yeah.
in their space.
You can tell that fingers is fingers because they're missing part of their body as well.
Huh.
I'm gonna go around this side and toss my javelin at this bitch. The purple
5,
one.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it'll be a disadvantage throw.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Purple scale?
Wait, what time of day is it?
Just before noon.
Okay. Important questions. In the middle of that.
Oh,
It's nice to know what light there is.
so that's
Oh,
gonna be
what
a
day?
hit.
What time is it?
Yay.
There's hyenas. The pack of hyenas about to kill me, but what time of day is it?
So Fingers comes out from behind his tree, and launches a javelin a great distance, and skewers this hyena right through its head.
Oh fuck.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome.
Ambition is next.
Okay, I want to put away my bow and arrow, draw out my longsword and dagger, and I want to hold my turn until I see one of the hyenas go for
Taking
Hjortur.
a ready action.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
I'm readying an attack
Mhm.
for once a hyena goes after Hjortur.
Goes past
Alright.
you, basically.
Yeah, mainly because I saw the arrow fly past, so I know it's going to come this way.
Okay.
First fight of the session. What's your first turn? I'm going to hold my turn.
Alright,
How
skewer
far?
a hyena.
5,
From
10,
cover.
15, 20, 25,
Why did I write
30.
that? I hate myself. And another enemy. Why did I do that?
And then after Halvar will be Bergliot. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. In order to get that shot.
No one likes you,
with
Bergliot.
disadvantage because it has cover. Well, that's not going to hit. Bergliot fires an arrow that just hits the tree right there.
Fair enough.
As a free action, I shout, "Way to go!" No, I don't do that. I don't want to ruin my hide.
I mean, it wouldn't be out of character.
Way to go!
You're a picky hide.
Who said that? You don't see.
Hear a voice of God. Way to go.
You suck.
Gods! Not here!
Why don't you just die already?
We're only level 1.
Which one got shot? It was the red zombie.
Yes.
Which is going to run directly at Halvar. 10, 15, 20. It's going to make its attack, which is blocked by his massive bronze shield, as it tries to bite him, just hitting Captain America. Red Skeleton, 5, 10, 15, 20, attacking
Gonna fucking die.
Your horse?
the
No,
horse.
that hyena.
The horse is trained in combat
Yes,
as well.
and yes.
Ooh,
Ooh,
fun stuff.
is that a natural 20?
Looks like you don't have to feed your horse anymore, Salon.
No, the
Okay,
horse
you can
feeds
feed
us.
As
Did you
the
buy horse
hyena's
feed you?
fangs sink into the legs of your horse.
Is the horse alive? I imagine it was only in the leg.
No, it died immediately of syphilis.
I should have stopped fucking my horse.
We followed the disease, but the disease is with us all
And
along.
I'm the crazy
5,
one.
10,
Right, Bolo?
20, 25, 30.
Why are you talking to guys in Blood Street?
Another hyena runs up.
Ooh, don't eat all the lasagna.
Kill everybody.
Save some for me.
I'll burn down this entire forest.
Is your horse's name lasagna?
No, it's
It's-
a reference to the fact that a British
Biting
mining
near the
company
hoof
had a thing
of
where-
this one as the horse pulls away and is quickly ripped out.
What is quickly ripped out?
The fangs
Okay.
around the hoof.
The horse's thanks.
There's one more.
It's
5,
a roll
10,
good.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
All
You're
of
right
it's-
above that one, as it is also attacking your horse.
After this hyena, can I take my turn?
No. You had your turn and you readied an action.
Yeah. And if the trigger doesn't go, I can take that again.
No. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah. That's the way holding your turn works.
No, there is no
I
holding your
love how we
turn.
all
There's the
collectively-
ready action.
I love
You readied an action to say if a hyena goes this way, you're going to shoot it. If nothing triggers it, you lose the action.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, you essentially took the ready action.
Readying your action counts as your action.
You took an action to ready an action.
All right.
When the trigger occurs, you can either take a reaction right after or ignore the trigger. But you can still only take one reaction per round. So.
All right. Whatever.
5th edition says screw you.
This hyena is going to take its jaws and just rip a large chunk out of the horse's stomach as it looks bad now.
'Cause it
So-
did before.
Then it's Vigdis's turn. Who's going to run up to this hyena right there. Solange is having Albert flashbacks.
Well, we
Who's
kept
Albert?
Albert safe, my donkey. In our other game. Who did not die.
What about my dog?
My barbarian does not care about the lives of anything. Other than dragons. But that was because he wanted to kill them.
Ooh. Vigdis runs up. She has a massive great axe that she had over her shoulder
And
that
she
she's
hits
now
your
pulling
horse.
down. And she swings it right off, severing this hyena's head,
Good.
which
From
then
everything.
falls off of the horse's body.
Nice.
Then it's Thornmer's turn.
Okay, so I'm right here. I have 2 javelins ready. I'm going to throw a javelin at each. This
Can
one,
you do that?
It's 2 attacks.
then I'll throw them both at once.
How are you going to throw both javelins, is my
They're
question.
not light.
They're not light weapons.
You let Cole do it.
Well, no, I let him throw hand axes.
No, he was throwing javelins.
Well, I thought javelins were light weapons, and I found out yesterday that they were not.
Alright, then in that case, can I supplement them with darts and throw both darts?
Okay.
So, using my feet, I'm going to throw both darts at the red skeleton.
Using your feet. Do. Okay.
Using your feet, you throw the darts.
I'm
At
like
the-
that
at
contortionist
what?
at the circus. This one.
All right. You throw a dart down and pierce your horse through the back of its head.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill myself.
I take my other dart and stab it straight
And
into my
You
heart.
put it out of its misery.
You have another
put it
dart.
out of its misery.
Yeah, I still want to throw it.
It just got its stomach ripped out, so it wasn't having a good day.
And the other one
a good way to think of it.
buries itself in the snow next to a hyena.
We are effective in combat.
You have bad dexterity.
I have good
Just let me
dexterity.
handle the throwing weapons from now on.
We're all dexterous, guys.
Hjorter, back to you. You are way over there.
Yeah, I am.
There's a lot of stuff in your way.
I see that. Thank you, Jonah.
There are at least 2 trees.
At least 2 trees. So it's these 3 guys.
First things first, I get to eat my horse.
Make some good lasagna.
I guess I'm gonna break my cover.
I have a mesket.
Step up 10, 5,
It's mine.
15, 20, 25. And fire at the red zombie again with my short bow.
All right.
It's my snake. I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
It's my snake and I'll eat it now.
You have a structured element and you need
You
snakes
fire an
now.
arrow into the side of this hyena that collapses, slams against this tree. Fingers.
Okay. I have chocolate on my fingers.
Gonna take a lot of hot
Fingers his chocolate in his finger.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to
chocolate fingers.
charge forward, drawing my longsword, and bring it down on this hyena, green skeleton.
Yeah.
What's your range recommend for a dagger?
Range for dagger is 2060.
2060?
2,060 feet.
You miss and cleave into the neck of the horse.
God, we are beating this dead horse.
Yep.
I'm not actually attacking the hyenas anymore, I'm just prepping those zombies for later.
Ambition.
Okay, I want to move into throwing dagger range for the red skeleton.
So like 5, 15,
20.
20, 25.
Move
Over-
the 30
over
here,
here.
I guess.
Yeah. And then I'm going to throw my dagger.
The daggers you could throw 2 of.
Okay, I will throw 2
They are
daggers.
light weapons.
How does that work?
Huh?
You can throw 2 light weapons.
The light
Light
weapons are
weapons you
dual
can
wieldable.
dual wield.
Okay.
So whether they're throwing or not.
And
You
the
don't
horse
have
is
to
dead,
beat
so that's not an ally. I don't have advantage.
Against the red skeleton.
Yeah.
Alright, the first dagger sinks into the eye of a hyena as it collapses. It was already collapsing.
Okay, so what about the second one then? Does that get thrown with disadvantage at the green
Yeah,
skeleton?
That one will be
Yeah, that's
disadvantage because it's just beyond.
Oh, but
that
there's
range.
advantage from the ally.
Oh yeah,
right?
that is
Oh
true.
yeah,
so
I'm-
just a straight
I'm
roll
flanking,
then.
so
How do you have advantage from the ally?
Ally's right
I'm
there.
right next to it.
What about it? You don't have pack tactics.
It's called flanking.
That's an optional rule.
Okay.
That hasn't been a thing since 3.5 officially.
Okay.
So sad.
Alright.
No, you could get sneak attack. You don't get advantage.
I know. I'd have sneak attack with
Right.
with an advantage.
No, but you don't. I guess you don't get advantage from this.
It hits anyway.
All right. Well, I guess I'll roll damage then.
No heal roll damage.
So,
On the green.
you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy isn't of the target is within 5 feet of it. So that is with sneak attack.
Right, but you don't get a sneak attack, do you?
No, I do, because
Oh, okay.
it has an enemy in it.
Oh.
She does. So that ends up killing it. I think
You lying rogue.
And that's the last hyena.
Shush, but you didn't hear any of that, so you don't know.
Technically, I made the same amount of kills as some people.